There are many different types of Medicare supplement plans. You might think it's just a choice between an F and a G. I hear that every day. But nope, you actually have quite a few choices. Let's look at the different plans that are available. A, B, C, D. Why is there no E? There used to be an E, and the law changed and they got rid of it. F. Basically, they've kind of gotten rid of F. We'll go into that. G, H, I, J. They got rid of those. K, L, M, N. In the almost 60 years of Medicare, there's been a lot of changes. And there will be more changes, so we might eventually end up getting into a Plan O or a Plan P, and some of these plans might sunset. So what plan is best for you? Let's start at the beginning. Plan A and Plan B. In my 25 and a half years, I don't know of anyone who's ever bought a Plan A or a Plan B. What do these benefits? What's covered? Medicare Part A covers everything in the hospital. Medicare Part B covers everything outside of the hospital, except for your deductible and your co-insurance. First 3 pints of blood. Part A covers hospice. If you go into a skilled nursing facility, which is a nursing home, you have a certain amount of days where you would have a copay. A and B don't pay for that. You can see all the other plans, most of the other plans do. Your Part A deductible, that changes every year. Your Part B deductible also changes every year. Part B excess. Excess means if your doctor does not accept what Medicare pays, your doctor could charge you up to 50% more. 15. That scares a lot of people, which is why a lot of people won't buy any plan that doesn't cover Medicare excess. And we'll go into why Plan N might be the best plan for you. And then foreign travel emergency. I tell all my clients that Medicare basically stops at the U.S. border. If you're going to leave the country, don't rely on Medicare. But there is a possibility that you could get sick in Thailand, pay for your care, get your medical records transcribed back into English, and get reimbursed from Medicare to the percentage based on the plan that you bought. So you can see on an A and B, there is no foreign medical travel. So you're not going to buy an A or a B. Medicare Supplement Plan C. You never hear about Plan C. Most companies don't offer one for sale. So just because they're legal, an insurance company is available to sell a Plan C, most of them aren't selling a Plan C. And I expect that to change here in the next few years. D, again, same thing. Most companies don't sell a D. And I expect them to bring out a competitive D plan in the near future. So even like I said, even though it's legally available, most companies don't offer. Now, you might have a company that offers a D, but you'll see very few, if any, offer them right now. F. F has been your gold standard for over 50 years. The majority of people that have a Medicare supplement in this country have a Medicare supplement Plan F. It was considered the Cadillac plan because, as you can see, it has a check in every box. It covered everything. You had the least out-of-pocket cost, the least surprise. You paid your monthly cost, your monthly premium, and that was it. You could go to the doctor as many times as you wanted. You could go to any doctor, any hospital, and you didn't have any additional out-of-pocket costs. No copays, no co-insurance, no deductibles. And as you can imagine, it was very popular. Well, in 2020, this plan was sunset, grandfathered, however you want to say it. Everybody that has a Plan F, they're allowed to keep it. So there's still many people that have a Medicare supplement Plan F. But if you're just now getting ready to go on to Medicare Part B, you're just turning 65, legally you're not allowed to buy a Plan F. So, F looks good. Darn it, I can't get it. Don't feel bad. Because since the law changed, you don't really want to be on an F anymore. And that's something, if you do have a Plan F, go check out our Plan F video. We can kind of explain why if you have an F, you might not want to keep it. Plan G is now the most popular plan in the country. So Plan G replaced F. What's the difference between F and a G? Well, if you look up here on the chart, you will see a hole right there. And that is the Part B deductible. Remember I said a F didn't have any deductibles? Well, a G has a deductible, and that deductible does go up every year. And it's around 200 and something dollars. It does change depending on what year you're watching this video. It's not very much, but it's some, what the government called skin in the game. The government didn't like it when you bought a Plan F because you didn't have any skin in the game. So now you have to pay something before your Medicare supplement starts. And the G is actually cheaper in most instances than the F, because nobody can buy an F anymore, right? Only the older people that had it can keep it. No new, young, healthy people that are just retiring, they can't buy an F. They can buy a G, which helps keep the G rates low and is kind of hurt the F rates. That's why I have healthy people that are on an F. I want them to watch our video on Plan F. We can talk to you about your options. Plan G is by far the most popular plan in America. Yes, you do have to pay your deductible, and yeah, that does go up a little bit every year. But still, you can go to any doctor, any hospital. You don't need a prior authorization. You don't need a referral to see a specialist. You can see 4 doctors a day, right? There's nothing to stop you from booking appointments. There's nothing built in to stop you. Spend as much money as Medicare as you want. They don't like that, but you have the flexibility on a Plan G to go and see the doctors you want when you want to go. And as you can see, that's the only hole is right there. Medicare excess is covered. Medicare excess if you see a doctor that does not accept what Medicare pays. And then there's not that many doctors that fall into that boat, but you never have to worry about it on a Plan G. Now, a Plan K, L, and M, I've seen less than 100 sales since they became available, which has been over 10 years ago, because they have cost sharing. You have to pay a percentage of this, a percentage of that. Nobody wants to do that. When you just look at the chart and you're like, people are like, no, especially when you compare the price. So as much as K, L are available for sale, they're legal, very, very few people buy them. It's like A and B. They're taking up space on our chart. People buy the G and people buy the N. What is a Plan N? Plan N is just like the G, except you have to pay a copay to see a doctor. Remember, I said you can see as many doctors as you want on Plan G. Well, Plan N has a couple breaks they're putting on there, because every time you see a doctor, it can be any doctor. There's no network, any doctor, any hospital, but you will have to pay a $20 copay. So that's a little break. So they're thinking you're not just going to run to the doctor unnecessarily if you have to, again, have skin in the game. So there's a $20 copay. Now, I have had people tell me, especially in Florida, that a lot of the doctors don't collect the copay because they don't want to mess with it. It costs them more than $20 to collect the $20 copay. Don't bank on that. I'm just passing that along. Now, the thing that keeps people from buying an N is the Medicare excess, which I alluded to earlier, is that if you go to see a doctor and they say, hey, no, I do not accept what Medicare pays. I'm a neurologist, I'm a nephrologist, I'm an anesthesiologist, any of the higher paid specialists. Medicare pays extremely low. It's insultingly low. So sorry, but I don't accept what Medicare pays. So if you want to see me, you'll have to pay 15% above what Medicare would pay. Now, if you have a Plan N, you have to pay that. It's called Medicare excess. Now, if you look statistically, and you can Google it, the vast majority of doctors, over 80% of the doctors in the country, accept what Medicare pays. It's just easier. They don't like it, but it's just easier administratively to accept their pay than to mess around with this. But there are doctors, especially in Florida, Texas, Arizona, that might not accept Medicare assignment. Now, if they don't, by law, they have to have it posted prominently in the waiting room. So when I sell a Medicare supplement Plan N, and I've sold a lot of Plan Ns in my career because I like it, I tell my clients, just look in the waiting room or ask the doctor's office every time you go in, are you accepting Medicare now? And if they say no, we're still not accepting Medicare, just know you're going to get that bill. So you're not going to be surprised that you'll have a little extra. In all my years of selling Plan N, I've never had anybody that had a bill that was over $200. Do not hold me to that. One, I don't know what year you're going to watch this video or what procedure you're going to get done. I'm just telling you my experience that Medicare pays very low, but just be aware that if you're buying a Plan N, that you can control if you have this extra cost. Don't go to a doctor that doesn't accept Medicare. You have a choice. Ask every doctor you're referred to. So if they refer you to this podiatrist or that anesthesiologist, say, do you accept Medicare? And if they say no, don't go to them. Choose somebody else. There's no reason you should ever have to pay Medicare excess. And there's no reason you have to be scared of it because the vast majority, it's over 80% of the doctors in the whole country accept what Medicare pays. So these are your main plans. There are also some select plans. So there will be a select Plan G. Not every company sells it. But it's just like a Plan G, but you can only go to select hospitals. The price is a little bit cheaper because you're giving up your choice. We don't sell a lot of those plans, but you might run into those. And high deductible plans. There's a high deductible Plan G that we actually sell quite a lot of in your high dollar markets. You know who you are: Florida, New York, Southern California. What is a high deductible Plan G? A high deductible Plan G is like catastrophic coverage. So I sell that plan to doctors, to people that don't have any problem paying the large upfront deductible, which is going to be a couple $1,000s. Again, I'm not going to give you the exact Part A deductible, Part B deductible, because they do change every January. Just know that they're not going down. They will continue to edge up. And if you are healthy and you're wealthy, a high deductible Plan G or Plan N might be a great option for you. So if any of these plans spark some interest, check my other pages, my Plan G page, my Plan N page, where I can go into more depth on that plan and see if that's a good fit for your needs. If you like this video, you might really like this video. Check it out. And we'd appreciate if you subscribe to our channel so you never miss a great video. We put out one every week. Check in the description below this video for a link to our cheat sheet on Social Security and Medicare. And you can also give us a comment if you have a specific question. Always feel free to call us or email us at the Medicare Family.